It's tricky to navigate these early portions here on Beneath the Lilies, but he is just perfect at it.
Yeah, so far looking good. No mistakes, really, no big mistakes, right? Nothing like a collision happening on either side. Both still going for that rainbow bear jelly as well. Oh, wow. The last spike being missed by Jinju, but Kukusi gets it, and that gives him a big boost forward.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how many destruction points come in there with the spinach cookie, with all the perks there for the destruction points. It is a very safe and solid 3 million point lead on the lily pads. We'll see if he decides to skip 2 of these Lotus gems the same way they did in the previous run. I feel like he doesn't have quite the same margin of a lead as he did before, so it will just be the one as both players are able to navigate that very well. And at the end of the whole run, 3.2 plus for Kukusi.
Yeah, still just playing it safe and sound. Jinju also not able to secure every single one, so no catch-up happening just yet for Jinju.
Yeah, Kukusi just looking so solid. More jellies getting collected right now. That lead remaining stable at plus 3 million. Jinju barring some big error from Kukusi is going to be going down 0-1 in the final tally. Plus 3.4 million for Kukusi.
Play through, uses the last charge, hops off. Now gets all of the giant yellow bear jellies as well. Now we'll see how many are going to be missed here. Continuously missing one each for Kukusi. And he tries to reset his jump timings, but it leads to a collision.
Oh, disaster here for Kukusi in the early stages of this match. And
now, again, whenever a collision happens, you just gotta hope, you just gotta dream that the other person's going to make a similar mistake, because now it messes up all your timings for the remainder of the run as well. Once you switch to the orange cookie, you will be starting on an entirely different position.
Yeah, and I feel like it's even harder to redeem yourself on Boiling Stalk Village with that collision, because, as you said, the timings are so important. But on this map with the destruction points, the timings are everything in this later section. To run out here for Kukusi, down 20 million points nearly as...
Oh, Trunks even gives a celebration already, a little victory sign, as he knows that he had it in the bag. He realizes... Oh boy, Kukusi, he knows he's got this chance. It's constantly fluctuating back and forth based on how far they've gotten so far. Both of them choosing to drop just 1 or 2 leaves from each of those clusters. And Kukusi gonna have to go through that transform.
Oh, it's looking really good right now here for Kukusi. He's just been a little bit more consistent with those little jellies and also with the leaves.
Yeah, being able to collect those leaves through the relay as well. And now coming out ahead in front of Sikta.
Oh, it's such a big lead now. I think really the relay just clutching everything out. He collected so many of those leaves as a result. And look at this, it's a 6 million plus lead compounding for him.
Yeah, I think Sikduck might have even maybe missed that timing, or maybe even didn't get all the shurikens.
Now, unless he misses a shuriken, I don't see a path to victory here for Sikduck. But with so few jumps left, I think this is going to be the end here for Sikduck. And Kukusi is going to get a second win on the board.
And Kukusi stands victorious as he defeats Sikduck and gives him his 3rd loss in a row. And Kukusi will look to stay alive in Group B.
Easy drop here on these bamboo leaves as well. Not too wide a spread on anything, so both players, I think, nearly perfect. Just the basic jelly has really proven to be the difference maker here in the early game.
Yeah, but this might just be kind of that false comfort as well, right? Just one of these maybe spawns differently. You start to react to it, and then you miss the next shurikens, and that just starts to snowball out of control. Oh!
All right,
that's
plus 1 leaf there. Wait, was that actually?
No, that's a whole entire
shuriken
missed here from Jungho. And that just swings it entirely the other way, but Kukusi not being able to secure it himself.
Yeah, and now if you have that fall, it's tricky, but at least things are going to even out here a little bit.
To the cinnamon cookie.
Ooh, man, what a wild drop on that one. Very widespread. A lot of those leaves almost fell off the map, but that's actually Kukusi gaining a little bit of ground.
Yeah, big swing on that one, actually. Jungho missing out quite a bit. So this could continue to swing either way right now, as we see both of them securing the batch in this first part of the next relay.
Yeah, it's hard to read exactly who is ahead because the score is so close, but I think Jungho might have had a slightly quicker start, and so the game is doing the math.
Now jumping towards the next section of stars, still gets all of them. It should be...
Jungho missed a ton of leaves there. That's a big win here for Kukusi. That might be the difference maker. We're out of jumps now.
Yeah, that's what swings it back in favor of Kukusi at the end. The focus betraying Jungho, and Kukusi able to secure the first map.
We're just going through it right away.
Yeah, both of them going for that drop just to line themselves up for that yellow bear jelly party.
Very important, especially with a build out, just because you get so many extra points for those yellow bears.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to take that risk or, have to miss out on other jellies just for the jumps there. Want to get the maximum points. The first difficult jump right there, they'll both land it onto the correct party.
Yeah, that was really close there for Kukusi. For a moment, I thought he might hit the bitter party, but both players able to navigate it really well. Another very close jump.
Jungho jumps onto the bitter party right there. That's one that we've seen a lot of competitors accidentally just eat both, and it does impact them quite a bit. It's not one of the biggest clusters, but it does set you behind right at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, 600,000 points going to be the difference by that. Now you got to thread the needle here on the vertical jump. Both players are able to do it. Going to slide double jump right there, and they get everything on both sides.
Yeah, nice and calm still for Jungho. He's still got a chance to try to bring things back, having to dodge the shurikens as well. Still getting the yellow bear jelly party, and now back to the skill activations, trying to jump in between.
Yeah, it's a very tricky segment of the map. Oh, it's very tricky. If you hit one of these bitter bears, it's not the end of the world because there aren't so many jellies here, but especially for Jungho, you cannot afford another mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's really going to have too big of a chance unless Kukusi lets up here, because towards the end, like you said, you're going to have some of those sections where there just aren't other jellies to be transformed, and you can actually just safely eat the bitter bear jelly parties, and it won't really impact your score one way or another. But for now, Jungho just doing his best. That's all he can focus on. He just has to focus on his own run.
Yeah, he eats the bitter bears, but you can, just as you said, there aren't a lot of the jellies right here, and he's maintaining that 700,000 point lead. He is locking in, man.
Yeah, and Kukusi will just jump forward for the extra jellies as well, maintaining, in fact, extending to a 1,000,000-point lead. And he takes the win to lead 2-0.
Oh, what an impressive win there.
So far, Jungho's going to be looking nice and comfy. He'll notice that the score has really widened in his favor. So as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he can just focus on making sure that he gets the complete run at furthest distance, especially since once you go onto Skater Cookie, there really isn't anything to rely on, right? It's just don't hit any collisions, go through and collect all the jellies.
Yeah, but this is still anybody's game. You can see the game trying to calculate as fast as it possibly can who's in the lead and who isn't, as Kukusi starting to stage a little bit of a comeback. He's up to 250,000 points.
Yeah, all the calculations coming through after a couple more of those skill activations. We'll see if Jungho maybe getting one or two more of these, especially on these icicles. Can he get more? We'll wait for the score to tally up, but it does look like Kukushi's still keeping the lead once again.
I think both players might have just been perfect in that last section. All right, one jelly gets missed there by Kukusi. Normally we wouldn't comment on that, but hey, with this score this close, everything matters.
Yeah, I mean, we had some matches yesterday where it came down to some of those alphabet jellies in terms of the point difference. So you really want to maximize once you're playing against the best of the best. Both of them just staying on the zipline, waiting to go into bat form, trying to collect as many. It does feel like Kukushi's line was just a bit smoother throughout. More obstacles, jumping back up onto the zipline.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It looked like Kukusi might have gotten one or two more obstacles there with the pass-throughs, especially on the bottom side. The line was just a little bit better there for Kukusi.
Yeah, and if you go at this rate, it's going to be very hard for Challenge to try to catch up, because keeping up with the speed, trying to make it to the end, trying to make sure you're not hitting any collisions.
Another skill activation comes in right now as we get ready to move on to the Skater Cookie. Couple of seconds left, and oh no, I think actually Jungho, did he miss a grape jelly? Because yeah, he has a little bit less energy.
Yeah, he had to relay a lot earlier on this one, not able to get that extra jump off of the end of the skill to extend at the end of his relay. So Kukusi now with a massive advantage.
Yeah, and that's huge because now we're on the Skater Cookie.
Jungho will just have to do his best, but look at his energy. It's already dwindling down. The race is near over, and that might be the match near over for Jungho.
Oh, for Jungho, it's going to take a miracle. Kukusi needs to have an error if Jungho's going to come back, but Kukushi's just been so locked in. This entire best of 5 series, he has been near perfect, and Kukusi with a victory lap is going to win this best of 5 series and go to the grand finals in flawless fashion.
A 7,000,000-point lead. There we go. Now he shows some energy. Making sure they use all of their charges here to make sure they're destroying everything in the middle of their jumps.
Yeah, the skill activation's very tricky.
Yeah, Kukusi not able to land all the way to the end on that last beam activation as well, so still falling a bit further behind.
Yeah, and I think even one more destruction point coming in there for Kim Gun-woo as the skill activation just a tiny bit better as that lead, it's starting to build up.
Yeah, it has gotten a little bit in favor here of Kim Gun-woo, but still right about a million.
500,000 or 600,000 points are going to be the lead here for Kim Gun-woo. Still anybody's game in the early stage on TBD.
Yeah, I do believe they should be equal on the Giant Bear Jelly count itself, so the bonus is still racking up the same amount. Everybody gets both of those, or that full line of giant rainbow bear jellies, that full section of the Giant Bear Jellies as well, and now moving on to the second area.
Yeah, if there's a difference in Giant Bear Jellies, it's probably one at most as these players completely locked in right now. We are going to be able to get every single one, trying to maximize points simultaneously on these cogs.
Yep. You got to make sure that you activate the beam at the perfect time because look at these cogs, you know, they're not just in a perfect line. You want to make sure you're maximizing that AoE.
You want to get the biggest possible cluster, and both players execute that very well. Honestly, perfect for, I want to say, the last minute. That lead has been exactly 600k or so.
Yeah, both of them getting that drop as well for all the cogs once more for that beam activation on the pink Choco Cookie. Ooh, one more destroyed by Kim Gun-woo and a little bit further distance as well. That could be the difference maker. And we'll see Kukusi. You saw him cock his head a little bit knowing that he's a bit further behind than he wanted to be. So we'll see if he's got something in his back pocket to make sure that he can try to greed for it, especially something like this on the activation. But look at Gun-woo. He's keeping it so clean throughout that destruction.
Yeah, I think he got a lot of destruction points right there. The jump timing was perfect, getting almost every single one of those destructible objects on the lower level, and now he's racking up additional points.
Ooh, man, things are looking a little dicey here as both of them just making sure that they're balancing their jumps in between all these cogs.
Have been going at it on this run. That might just be enough.
Yeah, we'll see. We're nearing the end here as you jump all the way through these giant cogs, making sure you're getting the Giant Bear Jellies on the way as well.
Drop down and then come back up. Every single one of those Giant Bear Jellies getting collected as the lead is getting thin. Energy is running out. We do have a skill activation saved up, so there is a little bit more map left to be played, but for Kim Gun-woo, I'm really liking his position right now.
Yeah, here we go. First, the skill activation to extend that just a bit further. Ooh, a further jump from Kukusi here to try to extend the distance, to try to catch back up and close that gap. Is it going to be enough? It is! Kukusi, the comeback win on map number 1!
Unbelievable. Even Kukusi can't believe it. He was behind. Kim Gun-woo standing strong with that lead.
Yeah, just going up that incline, jump over the snowman and continuing to hop single into another double jump, avoiding all the obstacles. Both of them doing so well, getting most of the drop. I believe Kukusi missing one bear jelly though, and that's a bit of the extra points going Kim Gun-woo's way once more.
Yeah, missing the bear jelly is painful, but getting everything on the column is very important here for Kukusi. He is still in the game.
Ooh, both of them getting that destruction as well, getting that energy refill here with the potion.
Double jumps coming in, making sure they collect every single one of these basic jellies. Every individual jelly is so important here as we're getting closer and closer to running out of energy, and both players going for maximum distance.
Yeah, going for that drop so that you can still pick up everything on the higher floor on the relay.
The entire run without suffering any injury, and it just keeps getting bigger.
Yep, just making sure that you're pacing your jumps there. Another small bear jelly being missed by Kukusi. It's just one or two of these mistakes that have been adding up. And now both of them just making sure they're collecting all the other jellies because of those bonus points, skipping out the Giant Bear Jelly, and Gun-woo continuing to keep the lead.
Yeah, and there isn't much of the map left to be played, and so if you're Kukusi right now, you're trying to think, well, how am I actually going to close the distance? You basically need Kim Gun-woo to make an unforced error, but he's been perfect until now.
Yeah, getting all the potions on both sides as well, so the energy's still equal on both of them. So clean on these, threading the needle all throughout the obstacles. And Gun-woo holding on to a 1,000,000-point lead.
That lead just keeps getting bigger. It is slower and slower, but look at this, 1 million, 1.2 million. It started at 200K in the very early game, and it hasn't really gone down, but a little bit of progress made by Kukusi. Is it going to be enough, though? I don't think so, Cobra.
I don't think so. Gun-woo was able to still stabilize on that line of the giant jellies, and it is Kim Gun-woo with 1.7 million points in the lead. he will bring things to a tie.
Hitting the timings on these.
Yeah, earlier in that blast mode, Kim Go-nu kind of controlling his blue slushy cookie a little bit better, so he was able to get some more points through that blast and destruction. So now he's gotten an okay lead. Obviously, we've seen the gaps eventually get bigger towards the end, but right now he's able to stay in the lead and try to keep it all the way to the end.
Yeah, but this is absolutely neck and neck right now as another skill activation getting ready to come in here for Kim Go-nu and Kukusi, trying to rack up as many destruction points as possible. And 8,000 points. The skill activations trying to expose that weakness in map number 1 of the semifinal. And Kukusi, he's trying to gain some ground by exposing that weakness again here in the grand finals.
Yeah, Kim Go-nu still able to collect all the remaining jellies as well, same as Kukusi as they get into that last skill activation here with the blue slushy cookie. The jump forward, both drop at the exact same time, and here comes Werewolf Cookie.
Kukusi has nice lead.
That's big because the Werewolf, along with the Magic Candy and the Pet, all combining to make sure that he is able to get extra points throughout the destruction.
Absolutely. All right, singles and double jumps now coming in. Every single one of these jellies collected. Kim Go-nu, another skill activation on both sides. Exact same timing.
Now going through, skipping that magnet to make sure that it doesn't disrupt the activations from the pet here. Now going for that second magnet to collect the rest of these jellies.
These timings are so incredibly dangerous. It's so thin. The margin of error is basically nothing, but both players able to navigate it so well.
It is absolutely neck and neck. Just a difference of 100,000 points so far. Nearing the end here, they'll both activate a near full gauge for the Werewolf Cookie. Getting all the destruction and all their arrows. They will catch all of it. And now it comes down as the meter goes towards the end. You go for another activation, and right at the end, the final activation, the final run. Does anybody have more distance? It's Kukusi! Equal distance, but 276,000 points!
270,000 points. Just a little bit different. I feel like Kim Go-nu might have this one mapped out just a little bit better here than Kukusi, at least in the early stages.
All right, now halfway through the energy here for the pink Choco Cookie. We'll see if Go-nu can stay in the lead as we continue jumping through. Still 3 charges now, all fully charged back up here on the beam.
Yeah, but it is so close right now, Trover. 350,000 points, the difference maker, and we've already accumulated, what, 458 million in total? And so this game, it is hanging on a knife's edge.
Yep, all the giant bear jellies collected by both as we enter the next area. All the spikes destroyed as well.
I wonder what it's going to be. Will he mirror the build from Kukusi? He had some time to collect himself during that break, and so I'm wondering what it will be.
Yeah, it does look like Kukusi, a different build right there as well. This time flying all the way up to the top side of the cogs and then maximizing the cogs as he's flying back down. So he continues to close the gap a little bit closer now, just under 250,000.
Absolutely, but Kim Go-nu, he's so good with these skill activations and getting as many points as possible. This time he's taking the top line and he's getting a lot of these cogs, a lot of destruction points coming in, but Kukusi, he's playing better than he did in set number 1. As surprising as that is, he closed the distance. It is basically a tie.
It is absolutely neck and neck. And this time we do see Kim Go-nu going higher and higher to try to get a little bit further distance here. And now we'll see if that pays off in the long run because it actually cost him quite a few jellies on that jump.
Yeah, we'll see if it pays off. Jumps now coming in. I feel like a couple more jellies collected there by Kim Go-nu on bottom.
And now up here, this is where we're going to see a little bit of that difference that we saw earlier. Now Go-nu trying to make sure that he can regain that lead. Both of them landing at that exact same time now. Going for that activation, trying to destroy as many all the way through. And while Go-nu does make the difference, Kukusi was just too far ahead. The adjustment not enough for Go-nu. As the calculations come through, still a 500,000 point lead, I should say, for Kukusi.
All right, skill activations coming in. That's going to make this next part a little bit easy, but as soon as those destructibles start to enter play again, you got to thread the needle. Kukusi, okay, gets every single one.
Oh.
Kim Go-nu misses one on bottom, though.
Yeah, Kukusi had to skip one at the end as well. Doesn't take that big risk, so we're still right around the 500,000 point, but we have many of those sections coming up where you got to make sure you drop all the way to collect all the giant bear jellies.
Kukushi's able to do it twice, and no!
Kim Go-nu!
It's a collision for Kim Go-nu!
Takes a hit, and now he's scared. He has to play it safer.
Oh, that might be everything right now if Kukusi can play.
But you know that the energy is not on your side. Kukusi just locking in, trying to play the entire course, even to perfection, still going for as many giant bear jellies as he can.
Yeah, he doesn't know that this has happened just yet. As far as he's concerned, the score is still incredibly close, but the moment that the energy comes through, he's gonna know that something up. He's gonna know that Kim Gun-woo suffered an injury, and now he's nodding his head. He realized the situation, he just needs to defend.
Yeah, and now already on to the cherry cookie here for Kim Gun-woo. Things are not looking up for the reigning champion. It's already slipped too far away from him. He has to hope and pray as he focuses on his run, and the energy absolutely in favor of Kukusi. I mean, we don't want to sail. Oh, he even puts his phone down and claps!
Unbelievable!
The disrespect to the reigning champion! It can't end like this, but it will! The cherry cookie falls! Kim Gun-woo accepts defeat! Applause now waving through the arena as Gun-woo witnesses the birth of a new champion!
Kukusi wins it all in set number 5. He is your CookieRun OvenBreak World Champion.
Kukusi taking that win. Now with a 4-1 score, he says he'll give 2. He takes even one more away. Someone who made a name for himself as the one to beat from the CookieRun Olympics in 2024. And now all Gun-woo can do is sit and watch as Kukusi puts his hand on the trophy with the golden bear jelly. Ladies and gentlemen, your world champion, Kukusi!